One night, while a young girl was sleeping, someone pulls the blanket off her. It turns out to be her own father, who is staring at her. The girl becomes very frightened. How could any father look at his own daughter in such a way? The film begins with the main lead, Joong, who is a priest. Joong is performing an exorcism ritual in a room, reciting prayers over a girl tied to a bed with ropes. A demon had taken possession of the girl's body and caused her severe harm. During the ritual, the demon tries to distract Joong by constantly speaking to him, but Joong ignores it and continues his ritual with focus. Seeing that its words aren't affecting Joong, the demon mocks him and says, "This girl had so much faith in you." Joong ignores this too and intensifies his prayer, gently placing his hand on the girl's head. But the girl's condition continues to worsen. When this tactic also fails, the demon tries something more sinister. It imitates the girl's voice and calls out to her mother saying, "This priest is trying to do something wrong to me." The girl's mother, standing outside the room, hears this and rushes in. She genuinely believes that Joong is trying to harm her daughter. Her sudden entry breaks the ritual, giving the demon the upper hand. The demon frees the girl from the ropes and moves towards the window, intending to make her jump and end her life. Just as the girl is about to jump, Joong grabs her by the arm, leaving her hanging in the air. Seeing this, the demon leaves the girl's body and enters her mother's. It then tells Joong, "We existed in this world long before your God arrived." The demon returns to the girl's body and adds, "Just like your God, we too are spread across this world. I will come back." She falls from the building and dies. When Joong turns around, the girl's mother has also run away. Despite all his efforts, Joong is left helpless and sorrowful as the demon emerges victorious. In the next scene, we see Joong's elder brother, Kang, who is moving out with his family. Kang used to live with Joong, but after the girl's death, her mother began spreading false accusations about Joong due to being influenced by the demon. This led to widespread defamation of Joong. The shame and social pressure forced Kang to move his family to a new house. On the first night after shifting, Kang's family hears strange noises from the neighboring house, making it hard for them to sleep. The next morning, they find a cat hanged outside their kitchen. Seeing this, Kang's younger daughter faints on the spot and has to be taken to the hospital. After she's discharged and brought home, Kang notices that his neighbor has parked his car in their parking spot. Annoyed, Kang goes over to the neighbor's house to have a word and request him to move the car. But when he gets there, he's shocked to see dead animal bodies lying everywhere, drenched in blood. Not just outside, inside the house too, there are corpses of various animals. To his horror, he even finds the hanging body of the cat that had gone missing from his own home. This is when Kang realizes it was this man who had killed and hung the cat in their home. As Kang is processing the horror, someone calls out to him from behind. He turns around startled and sees a man staring at him menacingly. Kang musters the courage to say, "Your car is parked in my spot," but the man says nothing in response. Disturbed and frightened, Kang rushes back to his house. That night, strange noises are once again heard from the neighbor's house, making it impossible for Kang and his family to sleep. Frustrated, Kang calls the police and tells them the whole story, how the man has been killing and hanging animals in his house. The police go to investigate, but by the time they get there, everything seems completely normal. The only thing they find is a fabric weaving machine making loud noise, which explains the disturbing sounds at night. Kang is in shock. How could this man have cleaned everything and changed the entire look of his house in just a few hours? The police, seeing no evidence, simply tell the man to carry on his noisy work during the daytime and leave. Poor Kang is left in disbelief, still trying to understand what the man is really up to. Meanwhile, Joong is sleeping when he suddenly has a nightmare. In the dream, he sees the same girl from the beginning of the film. Joong panics and suddenly it starts raining blood. The demon attacks him, causing Joong to wake up in terror. Shaken, he spends the rest of the night thinking about the dream. In the next scene, we see Kang's younger daughter asleep in her room. Suddenly, someone pulls the blanket off her. Thinking it's her younger brother, she starts scolding him. But to her shock, it's Kang, her father, who grabs her by the hair and pins her down, staring at her with a disturbing, predatory look. Terrified, she can't believe her father could behave this way. The next morning, she tries to talk to her mother about it, but her mother also behaves strangely and dismissively. Feeling betrayed, she begins to distance herself from her parents. Joong was quite disturbed, which is why all the priests at the church advised him to take foreign cases so that a change of environment might help improve his mood. Joong, wanting to get better, agreed to their advice. The scene shifts to Kang, who asks his wife the reason behind her odd behavior in the morning. She replies, "I don't remember anything like that." Meanwhile, Kang's elder daughter is taking a bath when her younger sister walks in and says, "If you have a problem with your sibling, kill them." Hearing this, the elder sister is shocked. After her bath, she goes to her sister's room and asks her what she meant by that statement. The younger one says she doesn't remember saying anything like that. That night, the sisters discuss the strange incident, and just then Kang enters the room and starts shouting at them. "How can you speak like this about your father?" Then he picks up a hammer and begins to attack his younger daughter. Suddenly, they hear Kang's voice coming from downstairs. "What's all this noise, you monster?" Hearing this, the attacker runs downstairs. Then, the real Kang comes upstairs, and both the daughters are shocked to see him. Kang asks what happened, but before they can reply, his wife enters with a hammer and attacks him. To protect his daughters, Kang stands in front of them and ends up getting hit on the arm with the hammer. Poor Kang screams in pain. Just then, they hear the voice of Kang's wife from downstairs, asking what's going on upstairs. The woman with the hammer then leaves the room. When the real wife comes up, Kang is utterly shocked and goes to the room to check, but finds nothing except the hammer. When the family sits down to talk, it's revealed that all the horrible things happening were due to a demon. First, it had possessed Kang and harmed his family, and then entered his wife in an attempt to kill Kang. The demon was doing all this to turn the family against each other. Kang then calls Joon and tells him the entire situation, asking for his help, but Joon flatly refuses, saying he has to go somewhere that night. Kang is hurt but doesn't try to force him. Hearing that Joon isn't coming, Kang's wife gets angry and says, "We did so much for him, and he can't even help us once?" Kang reminds her, "You never did anything for him. In fact, you used to secretly take rent from him and never told me about it. You didn't even bother to heat up food for him." From this argument, it becomes clear that Kang supported his brother Joon, but his wife could never tolerate having Joon in the house. That's why this wife puppet abandoned his brother and moved away. Meanwhile, Joon, who was supposed to go abroad, gets ready to leave. But he doesn't go thinking about Kang. His brother needed his help. That's why he comes to Kang's house. Kang and his family tell him everything that had happened. Then Joon says that they must perform a ritual that would drive the demon out of the house. Hearing this, the family becomes very frightened because they remembered that the last time Joon performed a ritual, a girl had died. Joon tells them there's no need to worry because this time he will have his senior perform the ritual. After this, Joon takes Kang outside and tells him that the demon has possessed his elder daughter, Sion, so he must keep a close watch on her. Joon had to go to the airport to pick up his senior because he himself had called him to come. When Joon reaches the priest says, "There was no need for you to come. We could have come on our own." Joon replies, "But you called me." The priest denies it and says, "I never made any call." Hearing this, Joon realizes that the demon had tricked him to keep him away from the house. He quickly drives back with the priest, but on the way, they have a terrible car accident that makes it seem like everyone in the car has died. Meanwhile, in the house, Kang's younger daughter goes to the basement to get a statue. Someone calls her name, so she turns around, but there's no one there. She gets back to her work, but again hears a voice from the other side. When she looks in that direction, an invisible force pulls her into a nearby gas heater, locks the door, and sets the fire inside, meaning the demon burned Kang's younger daughter alive, leaving no trace behind. Elsewhere, Kang, following Joon's instructions, is sitting and keeping an eye on Sion. A little later, Sion goes outside to shut the main gate, and Kang assumes the demon is trying to take Sion's body outside the house. Thinking this, he attacks her, knocks her unconscious, and ties her to the bed. Just then, Joon arrives and says he had a terrible accident and the priest died in it. Kang then asks Joon to extract the demon from Sion's body. Joon begins the ritual and starts. Meanwhile, at the accident site, we see that the real Joon is lying unconscious outside the car, meaning the Joon in the house is not Joon, but the demon in his form. Seeing her in this condition, Kang's wife tries to stop him, but Kang doesn't listen to her. They start fighting, and Kang tells his wife, "You're not a good mother at all." Watching them fight, the demon, in Joon's form, feels very pleased. Eventually, he reveals his true face to Kang. Seeing it, Kang becomes enraged and starts attacking him. Now the demon is about to strike the final blow to kill Kang. But just then, the real Joon arrives, and by praying, drives away the demon that had appeared in its true form. Suddenly, they hear the sound of Kang's younger son crying. The crying is coming from the basement. Hearing the sound, they both rush to the basement, where they find Kang's son sitting in terror, pointing towards the heater while crying. When they look, they see the burned body of Kang's younger daughter inside the heater. Kang is shocked to see this. The demon begins attacking them one after another, and they are unable to defend themselves. Just then, Seon appears and says to June, "Uncle, why did you hit me so much?" Hearing this, June realizes this is another trick by the demon. June uncovers a mirror lying nearby, and the demon's true form is revealed. As soon as the demon's real face appears, June starts chanting prayers. Shockingly, the demon also starts repeating the prayers and makes a cross with his hand, which shows how powerful it is. The prayers are having no effect on it. The demon attacks June and straddles him, trying to strangle him to death. Kang looks around for something to save June and spots a vial of holy water. He throws the entire vial of holy water on the demon, which distracts it, giving June a chance to survive. June quickly gets up and starts praying again, but nothing is working on the demon. Seeing this, June prays to his god and says, "Let the demon enter me and give me enough strength to destroy it." June voluntarily invites the demon into himself, which is exactly what demons want. Seeing this, the demon leaves Sion's body and enters June. A battle starts between June and the demon inside his body. To end the fight, June breaks a heavy wooden cross and pierces himself through the stomach with its sharp end and save his brother's family. June succeeds in his mission. By sacrificing himself, he saves his brother's family. Kang comes upstairs and breaks down in tears with his family. Though they survived the demon, they lost 2 of their loved ones in the process. And with this sad ending, the movie comes to a close. Thank you for watching.